Hi, everyone. Thank you all for tuning back in to another episode of Bubbly Banter Podcast. My name is Sierra Patskowski. Ooh. And today I am joined with my husband, Trevor Patskowski.
Yes, ma'am.
Mike Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski.
You guys, we're married.
We did it. We did a thing.
We did a thing.
And we kept it a secret.
We kept it a secret for like, what, a month?
Yeah.
Like a month and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did actually. A month and a half, yeah. We got married 6 days after our engagement. And we fooled you all. You got tricked.
And Sierra put in a lot of work to do so.
Yes, I did. And it was exhausting. I wanted to tell the world already. Let me give y'all a rundown on our timeline of what happened, y'all. Because I'm sure a lot of y'all got questions. And I'm going to answer the very first one. No, I'm not pregnant. So get out of here with all that.
God is good.
So.
He ain't ready yet. And he knows.
That's not why we got married so soon, okay? So basically, we got engaged. 6 days later, we eloped. And the day after we got engaged, we actually had our engagement photo session. So we had our proposal session when Trevor proposed to me. I had no idea that we were like gonna have a whole session. I always told him like, hey, I would like a photographer hidden somewhere if you do decide to propose and make it all romantic and big. And he was not about it. He was just like, I just want it to be a moment between me, you, and God. And I was like, all right, well, I put out there on the table what I wanted. And if you do it that way, that's cool too. I just want some photos. So I didn't know which way it was going to lean until he straight up just told me one day, hey, I hired a photographer because this man does not know how to keep a secret.
I am the worst.
He is the worst. He actually ended up spoiling me knowing when I was going to get engaged too. But I was still happy.
You didn't know, no.
I didn't know exactly when, but I knew it was going to happen that day.
Fair.
Yeah, I knew because I was like, when should I get my nails done? And you're like, you should get them done this day. And then, how did I know?
No, it wasn't the nails. It was the cake.
Oh,
like, I really
that's
want a cake for our
right.
engagement photos.
Yeah, okay, y'all, because I knew, like, obviously I knew the engagement was going to happen. I just didn't know when. But I told Trevor, like, give me a solid heads up on engagement photos. Because this boy, round of applause to him, he planned everything on his own. The engagement, the elopement, the destination honeymoon.
Oh, nah, stop it.
We'll get to that part in a minute. But he knew exactly what he was going to do. He had a photographer booked for literally every session. And I didn't even know when we were going to get eloped. That's how much I trusted this man moving forward. He just told me when to have a dress. And he just told me when to have props and passport. All of the things that I needed to actually have for like our photo sessions, the actual elopement, obviously our marriage license. But we went and got that after the engagement, of course. So rundown is we got engaged. The very next day, we had engagement photos. 5 days after that, we eloped. No. And y'all, that was a roller coaster. Like, a great one, though. It was so fun. It was so good. I would do it over and over again. What do you want to say about it, love?
Shout out Katie.
Yeah.
She helped me because I wanted to ask Sierra on this hike. There's like this dinosaur river walk you can do. It's like an hour or two away from DFW. But Sierra and I went on a separate hike at Cedar Hill State Park. And she was like, do not ask me. Do not ask me on a hike. Because she was all sweaty.
I was disgusting.
I thought she was beautiful.
Oh, you're sweet.
But she's like, don't ask me. So I...
Y'all, hold up. It wasn't just because I was sweating. I was fatigued. I was like... exhausted from trying to maintain our freaking crazy dogs. I was just not even having a good time. I was pretty annoyed, to be honest. I was like, I like hiking and nature, but not when we have two wild and anxious dogs with us. So there was many reasons I was like, please don't propose to me on a hike. And then I felt bad because he was like, wait, what? Really? And his smile just instantly dropped. And I was like, oh, crap. You're going to propose to me on a hike, aren't you? And I felt instantly guilty. So I was like, okay, propose to me on a hike if that's what you really want to do. And then he's like, well, no, I can't do it now because then you're going to know the next time we go on a hike.
Yeah.
So.
But that's why I brought you on that hike. Because I was like, if you couldn't do that one or if you said something.
I'm really glad you did that.
I would know. But then really I messaged our photographer, Katie. And I was like, hey, I need help. I don't know where to go. And she sent me a couple locations. And I think we got a pretty good one.
Yeah. It was beautiful. What was it called?
Rock Ridge Park.
Words.
It's at Grapevine Lake.
Yes. Yeah. So it looks like a really, really big lake in the middle of Texas. But honestly, it feels like you're not even in Texas when you're in that location. So it was just really beautiful. They did a very good job getting that all together. And the engagement photos, we had the rooftop sessions. We had a little cake. I told Trevor, give me the heads up on engagement photos. I really want a cake. And he was like, wait, really? And I was like, yeah, I got a whole photo shoot idea literally surrounded around this cake. And he was like, oh, crap, okay. You're going to need it by this Friday. And I was like, what? And I was like, I'm not even engaged to you yet. So I was just like, how quick is all of this going? So yeah, I was on edge for like a month because I had no idea when anything was happening. And he had me, y'all are going to think we're crazy, but he had me out and about buying my wedding dress a month before I was even engaged.
Yep.
I had all of my props ready to go for engagement photos before we were even engaged. It was just...
You had to go to the passport place and be like, with a separate envelope.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Do you want to tell... Wait, did we already mention that? No, we didn't because they don't know. Okay, you can tell them that part.
So, for everyone who doesn't know, when you're getting a passport, you should do it like 6 months before you're traveling. Mm-hmm. Little Miss Sierra Boo Bear over here, I've been telling her to get one for 2 years. Has waited forever.
My bad.
So I told her, I was like, all right, so we're going to have to pay to get it expedited. I printed out our tickets, our itinerary, and hotel. Because if you do all that and it's less than 6 months, you can expedite it to get it faster. And I put it in a separate envelope, so she went to open it. I was like, go to the passport place, hand them this envelope, and tell them you need it. And you probably got it, 2 months before?
I did that
a
month before we had to take our trip. And then, they actually got it expedited. But it was so funny because when I went to the post office, I remember the lady there was being just so rude to the person in front of me. And I was like, oh, man, she's just, like, not going to have it with me when I get to the front of the line. I get to the front. She's like, what do you need? I was like, well, I'm here to get my passport expedited. And she was just like, okay. And so she needed the files. And, like, I had to have proof of the ticket in order to get the passport expedited, of course. And I told her, I said, look, I have it in this envelope because my fiance does not want me knowing where we're going for our honeymoon. It's a surprise. And she was just like, wait, really? And I was like, yeah, like, you please don't show it to me. It's going to spoil everything. So keep that, between you and the envelope. And she opens it and she's like, oh my gosh. And I was like, what? And she's like, you're going to have so much fun. And I was like, what? And she's like, girls, come here. And she was just gathering up the girls in the office. And she was just like, look at this. This is a man. This is goals. And then I was just like, where are we going? She was like, oh, I ain't telling you. And then she stapled it. Closed. So I wouldn't be able to look. So.
Good on her.
Yeah.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to her, but shout out to my manager too because I was wanting to open it all day at work, and she was like, "You better not." That's funny. But I had a hunch of where we were going, anyways.
We narrowed it down to 3 places.
Yeah, we narrowed it down to 3 places: Japan, Singapore. What was the third one? Italy.
South Korea.
Was it South Korea?
Mm.
I don't even think I even put too much attention to our third one. I was just like, I know.
Because it King of the Land. You really like
I know, but I couldn't remember if we chose between that or like Italy or something. So, I mean.
No, you just threw in Italy one day.
Oh. Well, see, there you go, guys. That just shows I didn't really care to go to Italy or South Korea as badly. But King of the Land is a good Netflix series.
You should watch.
It's so good. Anyways, Japan and Singapore were like the top 2 that I was like, I would love to go here. And you know, me and Trevor were huge anime nerds, so Japan was like up there for us. Mm-hmm. But then, given what's going on in the world, we just could never be too safe. And we've also seen the movie
Crazy Rich Asians.
And that's what sold us on Singapore.
Yeah, it was an awesome movie.
It was so good.
And it was cool because we'll talk about the trip in a second, everyone. But when we got back from Singapore, the first day, we watched Crazy Rich Asians again.
Wow.
And it was cool watching the movie and seeing, like, oh, we were there. We were at that hawker center. We walked that bridge.
We were at the Marina.
Walked that walk.
Is it Marina Bay?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were at the Marina Bay hotel.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it was beautiful. Like, I cried. I cried when we watched it again because I missed it instantly. And I was like, I just want to go back.
It was such a good time.
It was so great.
Very blessed.
We were very, very blessed. And so basically we got married 6 days after the engagement. And then one day after our elopement, we flew out to Singapore. And it was a 21-hour flight. We were 13 hours ahead. And I was committed to fooling everybody. I was like, I don't want anyone to know. I don't want to have anyone even have the slightest hint that we have already eloped, except for obviously our parents and closest friends. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to commit to posting our engagement photos once our photographer gets back to us on that. And so since we were 13 hours ahead, I tried to make sure that I posted early in the morning while we were in Singapore to make it line up for nighttime back in America. So I did that while we were on our honeymoon. And gosh, what should I even say next? Like our favorite key points from the elopement and the honeymoon?
Yeah.
Okay. So what was your favorite key point from the elopement?
So it was just us and then our church friend that I met through real estate. He was the one officiating the wedding. And then we had Katie there for the photographer. So it was just us 4. And we were sitting on this balcony that overlooks, not DFW, but a lake.
It's called Prayer Mountain.
Yeah.
So it has a church on top of the hill.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful greenery. And the whole environment is just so beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you can just feel God in the atmosphere. And it's just, we're very blessed that we found that place to elope at because it just felt like a true real wedding. I mean, without family and friends, but we definitely had
that's what I was gonna
an
say.
audience.
Yeah, my favorite part was the kids because there's like a youth group thing going there. So when we were doing the ceremony, we had a bunch of, they were respectful the whole time.
We had no idea they were there.
Yeah, because you don't have to book to go up there. You just gotta be mindful of others, and people are mindful of you. But once we finished, this group of kids were just like congratulating us.
Like they were shouting,
Sierra, saying she's so beautiful.
Yeah, they were cute. They were so cute, and I mean, they were cheering us on. They were clapping for us, and I mean, it was cute because like we had a wedding without having a wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, I mean, they were sweet. They came up to us. We had a lady come up to us and she prayed over our marriage. And that was beautiful too. One of the not so chill moments that happened during our elopement would have to be when we were trying to capture a very specific photo. I laugh at it now, but honestly, I'm kind of rolling my eyes because I'm on my period, so I'm just a little irritated. And I wanted a very specific photo of Trevor standing behind me with his hands in front of my dress and my hands in front of my dress also. And we're acting as though we're putting our rings on each other for the first time. Excuse me. Well, the rings were already on each other. And I thought we had to take the rings off to slide them on for the photo. I didn't have my phone on me to look at the reference photo. That's my bad. But I struggled to get Trevor's ring off of his finger. And if you were listening closely to what he just said, we were standing on a balcony that overlooked the area. So you can kind of guess what happened next. The ring went flying.
Mm-hmm.
And it was gone. And we lost the ring forever, unfortunately.
We got another ring.
We got another one. It's not as nice, but I mean, it'll do. It's not.
Baby, it's okay. I had to chase her down. And she's like in her wedding dress, and she's like, I want to go find it. I'm going to find it. I'm like, babe, it's gone. It's gone, and it's okay.
I threw myself down that mountain to find it.
And then I had to drag her booty back up.
There's literally photos of us looking in, like, bushes with beer cans. I don't know who was out there at Prayer Mountain drinking beer, by the way. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there were beer cans, there was trash, and we were just...
I felt bad.
I felt bad, too.
There's also photos of you over my shoulder.
Yeah.
I had chased you before you got there a couple times.
Yeah, I tried sneaking off. Because the photographers love her to death. She was like, let's just try and move on before you ruin your dress. Let's try and capture some fun moments. I was bawling my eyes out. I was so mad. I felt like I just ruined the whole night. I felt like there was no way to bounce back from that. We barely had any photos with Trevor's ring in it. So if you look closely on Instagram, there's actually a photo that I didn't even catch that I posted. And his ring's missing in it. And I was trying to avoid posting photos with his ring not being included. But oh well. And we still had a great time after the fact. I mean, we were definitely aiming for sunset photos. And we got nighttime photos because I could not let go of the fact that the ring was missing. And so I definitely tried sneaking off a few times to go look for it. But then, yeah, there's photos. And I'll probably try and post the photo of us looking for his ring and then the photo of Trevor literally throwing me over his shoulder to bring me back to the car so we can take the rest of our photos. But other than that, it was a really nice time and it was really sweet. Like, the church invited us over for prayer, and it was just really awesome.
Yeah, it was a great time.
It was awesome. I wouldn't trade it for the world, even though, given what happened. But yeah, that was our highlight moment from the elopement, and then the not so highlight moment. And now we can probably move on to our honeymoon and talk more about that.
Do you want to do like one or two things from the honeymoon, and then we could do like one whole separate episode about Singapore?
Yeah. You know what? Let's do that. So we'll just tell y'all like our own personal key highlight from being in Singapore, because we were there for 12 days, y'all. So there's gonna be plenty more to talk about in our next episode. But what was your key highlight?
I really liked. So we went to church the Sunday we were there, and that was just incredible.
Yeah, that was really good.
They do 3 services, 2 hours long each. And during the worship session, there's 5,000 people, all with their hands in the air, and just worshiping and praying and being emotional.
Well, you got to give them more context on why you're saying there was that many people.
Well, okay, so there's not a lot of churches in Singapore relative to like America, where we have a church on every other block. And Singapore's a super small country. So this church, one of their campuses, is at this place called The Star, which is like a concert venue. And on Sundays, that's where they do their church service. So they have 5,000 seats. But it was just, I think that was my favorite moment.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. And I mean, their church services go on for 2 hours on Sunday too. So we were in church for 2 hours that day, which is not bad. But it's definitely more than what I'm used to.
Yeah.
But the pastor did such a good job at keeping us all entertained the entire time and engaged. And I didn't get bored really at all. There were times where I felt like he kind of like got away from the topic. But also I felt like he did that to kind of like redirect us and bring us back so we wouldn't get bored.
Yeah, but he did a good job of, like, we go to the Hills Church here in DFW. And we love how Pastor Rick preaches because he shows you how you can apply scripture and teachings into real life. And even in Singapore, I forgot the pastor that was preaching that day, but
I can't remember him either.
He did a great job also.
Definitely. That was a good highlight, baby.
And then obviously walking the river with you.
Yeah,
We did
that
have a
was
few nights.
beautiful. They had a really beautiful river walk where they do light shows every single night, and they have their statue there is a merlion, so it's half fish, half lion statue, and they told us like on this little river tour that we took on a boat. They told us the significant meaning. Basically, that country was known for being very wealthy with fish, and then I think they also mentioned that they just had lions.
No, the first person, or not the first person ever in Singapore, but when someone first got to Singapore, I forgot his name, he swore he saw a lion.
That's what it was. He swore he saw a lion, and then they were just very wealthily known for having fish, and their like main dishes there are like seafood and Asian food. So that was pretty cool to learn some of their history. And we actually ended up, of course, y'all know us, we had to get a Funko Pop for the trip. So we were really excited to find out that they even had Funko Pops there, because we were shocked to find out that it's really rare to find them. So we found a Merlion statue Funko Pop, and we brought it home as a souvenir. I think my key highlight moment would have to be, gosh, it's so sad to say this because yours was like church and God, and mine's like bread. I like their kaya butter bread. Mine's food related, y'all. I was such a sucker for their food. I mean,
All of it's good.
Gosh, all of it's good except for their barbecue stingray.
That was terrible.
That
Everything else was
smelled
good.
awful. Yeah. It smelled like a porta
We couldn't
potty.
eat our other food.
Yeah, that's how intense it was. I was literally just telling Sabina about that yesterday. Yeah. That it was so intense. So, yeah, definitely.
Tell them about kaya.
Well, I was about to.
I'm focused. My tummy's hungry now.
So, kaya is one of their Singaporean dishes that they have there. We've looked for it everywhere here. We've only found literally one Asian restaurant, even remotely close to the area that has kaya bread, but it's not even called that here, and I forgot the name they call it here. It's pretty good, but they don't serve it the way that we prefer it. Mm-hmm. So basically, kaya is like coconut jam, and you put it on toast. You put like 2 cold little slivers of butter, and then stay with me now, y'all, because it's about to sound weird. You get some soft boiled eggs, crack them open, you put some dark soy sauce and some white peppered powder in that, and you mix it all up, and you dip your kaya bread with jam and butter in it, and it is just
so good. And then
chef's
Milo
kiss.
tea.
And the Milo tea. Oh my god. Te. They call it te. T-E-H there. Yeah. Te. So you can just be like, the next time we go there, how would we say it? If we're going to ask for tea.
Well, they speak English. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
But, I forgot, please.
Oh, I don't think we learned please yet, actually.
And we haven't learned Milo tea.
No, baby, we didn't. Not Milo tea, but you'd probably see like Milo ocha.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would say that. Milo cha.
Because we were hearing a lot of people do like Chinese version of Spanglish where they were mixing Mandarin Chinese with English. So yeah, Milo cha.
Yeah, Milo cha.
Because cha means tea.
Mm-hmm. So that was pretty cool. Like we were learning a lot while being there. But yeah, so we're trying to master the perfect kaya butter dish because of course we had to buy some kaya butter to bring back home. Or kaya jam. And so thank God it made it back to the U.S. in one piece. We were so scared. That was the only concern I had for our 17-hour flight back home. It was 21 hours to get there, but 17 hours to get back home. I don't really understand, but that's how it happened. And yeah, we actually had it for the first time this last Saturday, and it actually came out really good. Mm-hmm. So
you did a great job, man.
Thanks, Lovey. Thank you. You did a very good job helping me toast the toast.
She can't toast bread.
I can't. I burn it every time. And that's like the key factor here, to be honest. But yeah, I think that was just like a few highlights from our trip. And we'll have a whole episode just dedicated to our honeymoon. But we just wanted to come on here and say, hey.
Hey, from the Patskowskis.
From the Patskowskis. We're married. It's official.
And go subscribe to the Pat's House because Pat's House on YouTube. We'll be making other like TikToks for it too down the line. But Sierra should be getting video for her podcast. We can't tell you guys when or why or any more details than that, but she should be getting some video podcasts going in the next month.
Maybe.
Month-ish.
Month-ish. We'll see.
So we're really excited to share everything for the Pat's House YouTube channel. We're not going to be like posting as much as Sierra does to her podcast. It's going to be like
twice a month.
Twice a month.
Yeah, we're gonna shoot for twice a month.
Yeah.
Right, starting right now because it's just a little hectic to focus on a podcast and YouTube channel while also doing a 9 to 5. So, but yeah, so make sure y'all follow the Pat's House PATZ on YouTube. You can like, subscribe, and comment. Make sure you hit that post notification button so you're always alerted whenever we post. And that page is just going to be really dedicated to following our life updates. Everyday lives. We originally made that YouTube channel to really keep up with friends and family that's all over America, just because we weren't really able to have a big wedding because everyone's so scattered out. So that's why we ended up choosing the elopement route.
And thank you, Katie, for recording the elopement. So
yes.
we were able to post it. That's the first video.
Yes. Seeing my grandmother cry tore me to pieces. Oh my gosh,
yeah, she
y'all.
was crying last night.
Instant tears.
But we'll be posting.
I love you, Grandma.
We'll be posting a second video, just kind of explaining the channel, and introducing us as a new family.
Yeah, we're excited. We're excited to start this new chapter together and with all of y'all. And yeah, so stay tuned for all of that. And no, again, I'm not pregnant, so don't.
That was the first thing her mom asked her.
Yeah. She's like, "Are you having a shotgun wedding?" No, Mom, I'm just very happy, and I want to be with the love of my life already, and I want to be in a happy marriage, not living in sin. So we wanted to do what we thought would be best for us and our relationship with God, and we got married. So that is all for today's episode. And we will post our honeymoon convo next week.
Alrighty. Well, start it, baby.
Bye.
Bye.
Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and hit the post notification button to get alerted anytime that I post a new podcast episode. Love ya.
God bless.
Bye.